Safe to assume that you're going to be working with the other two members of the Balls Out Racing crew that are with you tonight?
Yeah, I'll be working with them. I think the two others that are in the championship battle are also teammates.
Well,
So
yeah, they run for Dudes Racing, so yes.
yeah, so it's going to be a pretty fun night as long as we all don't get destroyed. I was in the same position like 2 seasons ago and I got destroyed on like the first lap. So
Well, fingers crossed that doesn't happen, and you guys, it'll be a 4-wide sprint to the finish, hopefully.
that would be pretty lovely.
I would love to see that, and best of luck to you, sir. Hopefully, we're talking to you in another 100 laps.
Thank you.
So there you have it, folks. Those are our 4 contenders for the championship tonight. Marcus Adams, James Lowe, Greg Maconi, and Bridger Olson, the 4 that have punched their ticket here into the season finale of the Circle B Diecast Super Speedway Series. As qualifying underway right now, we've got Zishan Dura, Brian Tarnowski, James Lowe, Joe Gauthier, and Ryan Decker all out on track right now, trying to lay one down. Now, unlike a lot of other leagues that you're going to see in the iRacing servers, here in the Super Speedway Series, you get one flyer.
Tony, no opportunity. As I'm back, no opportunity here to get that vehicle sped up, tires warmed up. You got to get there right from the get-go, and I love seeing that from these guys. It really puts the pressure on to make this lap count. You're not going to be able to take the flag and then spin out and try again for a good lap. You got to get it in the very first try, and that just shows how good these guys are here.
Absolutely. And I dare say we're going to see more people qualifying tonight than we have in the past, considering that points don't matter. It's where you finish tonight. As Adam's sitting at the end of pit road, championship contenders James Lowe and Bridger Olson both out on track right now. But yeah, James, James, this is going to be a fun one. I've been looking forward to this all season. Kind of wondering who we were going to see, but I can't say I'm surprised that we've got 2 members each from 2 of the strongest teams we have seen all season long. That, of course, being Bawls Garana Racing and Dudes Racing. Not a big shocker that they each put 2 representatives into the championship round of 4.
Oh, definitely not. Especially given the late rounds that Bawls Energy has had. I'm actually surprised that they have more drivers in. Of course, with the just power that Maconi brings to it, and his teammate, you really can't beat these guys out on the track. It was hard to get here. The round of 8 came down to laps, bonus points.
It was a tiebreaker. It was actually a tiebreaker between Bridger Olson and Joe Gauthier that decided who the championship 4 were going to be.
Yes, sir. So it's already been a blast. I can't wait to see who these guys get behind in the championship. I'll be honest with you, Tony. I've never seen a championship race at a super speedway. I can't wait to see how everybody's going to drive with each other, how they're going to act here.
Absolutely.
As Greg Maconi taking his first lap. Keep an eye on him as he.
Well, his teammate Bridger Olson just put it on pole with a 50.44. Ryan Worley in the 00 knocking his teammate off point as Maconi takes the green to start his lap. Marcus Adams also out on track right now. Adams jumps up to 6th quick. So let's see what Marconi's going to lay down as he's not getting too far from the yellow line. Lets it run a little bit off of turn number 2 to carry as much momentum down the super stretch as he possibly can. So the final of our championship 4 going to lay down the final qualifying lap. We've only got about a minute left as Nick Wing also out on track in his Toyota Supra. Maconi, of course, driving the Ford Mustang as he comes down onto the apron to complete the lap. And that is going to put him on point. Good grief. I got to take a look at this.
Thousandths of second.
So Marconi just set provisional pole with a 50.435. Ryan Worley 50.439. Bridger Olson 50.440. 4 1,000ths of a second separate the top 3 drivers.
Yeah, and that was without drafting. So it's going to be
Right.
amazing to see here. And guys, just a reminder of what we have going on right now. Superspeedway Series Championship. We are at Daytona, and it's nice in Daytona right now. 79 degrees, not too much humidity, no wind, not anything in the forecast. This 2.49 mile track is going to give us a great show under the lights, and I can't wait for it as we are gridding up here. Tony, tell me, who do you got tonight?
I really don't have anybody. I'm just hoping that we get what we mentioned when we were talking with Marcus. I just want a 4-wide sprint to the finish between our championship 4.
Well, you're liable to get it, especially like we've talked about all day. The way these guys have racing, it's going to be fun. 17 drivers. We got 100 laps to go here, folks. I can't wait for it, man. I'm excited. Let's get going. Of course, if you want to shout out our sponsors before we go on for the Circle B Diecast Super Speedway Series, and as well, guys, keep up with the YouTube and get those comments going. We like to give those guys some extra screen time if you do shout them out. Bonus for y'all and bonus for them. So take it away, Tony.
Absolutely. As we got to thank Circle B Diecast, primary sponsor of the Circle B Diecast Super Speedway Series, Midwest Motor Customs, Rowdy Energy, iracingiflag, and buttkicker for bringing you all the action this season. Starting up on the pole, driver of the number 12s for Dudes Racing, he's going to be Greg Marconi, one of your championship 4. He's going to be joined with his teammate, the 00 of Ryan Worley, outside row number 1. Row number 2 is going to give us another one of our championship 4 in the form of Bridger Olson. He's going to be starting inside defending series champion Connor Trafari, who did get eliminated in the round of 12. They are going to be row number 2. Row 3 gives us Ryan Decker and another one of our championship 4, James Lowe. Right behind him in row number 4 is going to be Marcus Adams. He's going to be joined with the number 10 of Zishandura. Brian Tarnowski and Nick Wing making up row number 5. Row 6 gives us Joe Gauthier, the last one to take time in qualifying. He's going to be joined with the 6 of Chris Worrell. The 501 of Brandon Wilson is going to be starting inside. Row number 7, he's going to be joined with the 5 of Marcus Adams, the only Canadian in the field tonight, so good luck to you, Mark. Dan Stein and Jason Papp making up row number 8, and starting shotgun on the field in the 95, we've got John LeBombard. So 17 cars scheduled to roll off here tonight, 100 laps of scheduled distance. We do have a 75% fuel fill, no fast repairs, unlimited tires. So some things to take into consideration is how hard you're going to push, considering you don't have that mulligan in your back pocket tonight.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Especially if you're up there racing with a playoff guy, you don't want to give him too much room. You got to race him, but you also got to understand if you take out a playoff contender, it's going to upset a lot of people. It's going to make you feel bad. So it's going to be interesting to see in this super speedway how they're going to balance that very delicate walk that we've all had to deal with as the pace truck is getting ready to come in here. Tony, I know you like to shout it out. Let's get that green flag call.
For the final time this season for the Circle B Diecast Super Speedway Series, as the field works its way off of turn number 4 behind the Chevy Silverado pace truck, the official pace truck of iRacing. The only thing that's left to do is wipe the visor, adjust the 5-point safety harness, make sure that steering wheel's on nice and tight. Say it with me, folks, race fans, it's showtime!
Showtime it is. Greg Maconi and Bridger Olson taking a huge start here, getting a good run, backed up right against each other. Teammates are going to be huge here, folks, as you're going to see it throughout. All those cars getting teamed up, ready to go. Now, this is the Super Speedway Series, so everybody is door to door coming into 1 and 2. Hear those Xfinity engines roar as we are moving here in the Circle B Diecast Super Speedway Championship.
Absolutely. You got all 4 guys, throw them under a blanket right now as Marconi and Olson working the low line, as you have Lowe on the high side as he's in a sandwich with the two teammates that are. Why can I not find them? That is.
Trouble!
Oh, Jesus.
Trouble.
Already.
Zishan Dora, Nicholas Wing, Marcus Adams.
We stay green, though.
We're going to keep it going. I don't think anybody of note was in that.
Yes, they were. The 31 of Marcus Adams.
Oh, no. Championship
Oh, yes.
Marcus Adams.
He called his shot. He said, I hope I don't get taken out on the first lap. What happens? He brought it to fruition. Unreal. You see a ton of right front damage on that Bawls Garana number 31 Ford Mustang. And they are hurting right now as far as track position. They are praying for a caution.
Definitely. Luckily, I don't think he has a ton of damage that can't get fixed. They might be able to throw some tape and fix that up. There we go. Greg Maconi, Ryan Worley. You're 1-2 right now. Worley on the outside, Maconi on the inside. James Lowe has the fastest time of the race with a 47.48. Trying to work currently the top line where he's been pretty comfortable. What that is going to do is that's going to let these top six kind of break away here.
Well, not only that, but it looks like Chris Worrell, John LeBombard, Dan Stein all catching a piece of that one too. So right now, James Lowe is a man on an island by himself. Now he does have Ryan Worley was up there working. No, I'm sorry, that's Connor Trafari up there. Lowe is ducked in behind the three of Decker. So, Lowe just needs to keep that car clean. Right now, he's the only shot Bawls Garana has to come home with the victory here tonight in the championship, as you've got two contenders running 1-2 in the form of Greg Marconi and Bridger Olson. And we did hear Greg say that he's going to try to work with Bridger as much as he possibly can here tonight, as the rookie has been proving himself to be one of, if not the best pushers in the entirety of the league.
Definitely. We're going to see that on Showcase here. Everybody kind of lines up. We've seen this where in your usual Super Speedway series, everybody will fight for a lap or two, and then they'll get in this single line. We don't do that here, folks. What they'll do is they'll get in that single line, but every opportunity to pass and get that field position, they are taking. They like to fight, as we just saw. Connor Trafaris, that was Joe Gautier getting into the one of Jason Papp. That one was close, folks, as we also have a new fan favorite of the night, Brian Tarnowski, who has had a fantastic season. I've called his name a bunch in that 55 Chevrolet. Maybe you can tell us more about Brian.
Well, Brian is quickly becoming a fan favorite, mostly because he is racing for Stacy. Unfortunately, Brian's lovely wife, who beat cancer about 3 years ago, recently was diagnosed with breast cancer again. As we are trying to bring awareness to the cause right now. So there is a GoFundMe available, and that will be posted momentarily in the live stream chat. As far as what the GoFundMe is for that, we're not asking for a lot, folks. Just whatever you can give. Anything will help to help cover the cost of medical bills for Stacy, as I know she is definitely rooting for the driver of the 55 here tonight, as he has his teammate with him, and my computer is running slower than molasses uphill in January. As Brian is running with Jawbone Motorsports tonight. Joe Gautier also teaming up with those guys for at least this race, as we are trying. There it is. Bear with me here, folks. I'm just grabbing the link to the GoFundMe, which will be posted in the live chat momentarily. And again, anything that you can offer, it would be greatly appreciated. And that is the GoFundMe for Racing for Stacy. So best of luck to Brian here tonight. You were asking who I was pulling for. Sentimental favorite. I got to be pulling for the 55 to pull it off here tonight.
Definitely, and he's got a chance. Everybody has a chance. It's a Superspeedway series. As Greg Maconi and Bridger Olson, however, are not letting anything by them. Jason Papta, look at the number 1, up 11, now 12 positions as he is that high line with, I believe that's Ryan Worley. No, I'm sorry, that is going to be
Connor Trafari and James Lowe. So, defending series champion, league owner, and one of the championship 4, all trying to get that top lane moving, but they're going to have an uphill battle as you got Marconi, Olson, and Worley running stem to stern on that low lane. All 3 of those guys, 4 dudes racing, doing what they can to try to secure a championship for their team.
Definitely. And storyline alert, guys. Marcus Adams and Zishan Dora, who were in that accident together, actually called on Zishan, are having to work together here to try and stay with the pack. It's Nicholas Wing and Marcus Adams right now, 2 laps apart. So Marcus is going to be on the lead lap currently, and Nicholas Wing is 1 lap down currently. Still, the Maconi's that is a absolute hornet's nest coming up on.
That's Dura directly in front of, or that's Wing directly in front of them, and then maybe 100 yards up the road from them. Okay, so that was Dura that they just put a lap down, and that is Marcus Adams working with Nick Wing. Adams in danger of going lap down next. Yeah. So not how we wanted to start tonight.
And that's very unfortunate. The rules here do say if you are going a lap down, you have to go to the high line. So normally in this situation where Marcus Adams would really want to get down in front and try and make them move around him safely, he's got to go to the high line. Let them all by and catch the tail into this group as he does bounce back down.
Like he just did.
Yep, let the leaders by, gets down. When he has the momentum, he's going to use the 3 car of Ryan Decker to hopefully get back up there, because what we have seen as well with this new aero model, you cannot let people break away.
No.
If this first 4 group breaks away, and it'll happen quicker than you expect it to, that could not be good for everybody. Luckily, they're staying too wide. That's going to give them enough aero to get up to them.
Absolutely. It's time for some good news, bad news. Good news, if you're James Lowe, you now have some friendly troops around you in the form of Marcus Adams. Bad news, if you're a 31 fan, Marcus is a lap down.
Definitely. The good thing, though, is Marcus Adams has no contest right now for the lucky dog if it was to come out right now. And it seems like he is very capable of staying in this pack, whereas Zishan isn't. Zishan is already back on his own. So Marcus Adams is the only one within 38 seconds to go a lap down. So if anything was to happen, and possibly the admins will be a little more... They'll maybe throw it if something happens, given the car count. But yeah, these guys are already showing it's getting racy right now up front.
Absolutely. Is Worley goes up in front of defending series champion Connor Trafari, and we're not going to be able to say that in about 85 more laps. Because unfortunately, Connor did get eliminated in the round of, I believe it was the round of 12 he made it to. Unfortunately, some real-world things got in the way, and he was not able to successfully defend that championship. But he's in the mix right now, working together quite well with Worley and Pap on that high side. And we know the 3 of them are not afraid to go to that second lane, as James Lowe jumps up to make that a 4-car tango up at the top lane.
Yeah, for sure. We're going to go ahead and go to a Turn It Up segment so you guys can hear these guys battle it out. We're going to go and show you who they're on, of course, and let you guys hear these Xfinity engines. Stick around.
Jesus, what a run.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here on board with Joe Gautier, showing you just how these guys operate these machines within inches of each other, driving at 200 miles an hour, averaging of 190. It is absolutely crazy.
Very much so. As you got defending series champion Connor Trafari showing the way, showing that he still has speed in that Lot 9 Brewing number 48 Ford Mustang, as he's got the 00 of Ryan Worley playing duck and peek as Trafari throws the block. That's going to let Ryan Decker get to the inside with a head of steam as they haul it off into turn number one. Decker's got Bridger Olson right behind him.
Decker taking the initiative there, showing that he can replicate that. Low line is, he's going to dive down. Who's that? That is
Mark McFadden.
Yeah, Mark McFadden getting a little warm, so we're going to see that come into play in effect as well. These guys are not giving that radiator enough space, enough air to cool off that small block motor. So we're going to see these guys start diving out, and possibly that's why Connor went high, to give his buddy space to get some air on that machine.
Now, if we can get one of the high-speed drones on Mark McFadden's car, he is running a special paint scheme tonight, being as he is going into semi-retirement after this race. And I say semi-retirement because we're never going to rule out the fact that he's going to come back for a handful of races next season. Gets a little squirrely coming through the tri-oval, but that is a special paint scheme thanking everybody in the iRacing East Series for the years of enjoyment racing with them.
Definitely. That 5 machine is looking good as we're kind of splitting up here, guys. Everybody going for themselves a little bit, getting out of that draft.
We're getting near. Well, the thing is, we're getting near green flag pit stop time, as they only got a 75% fuel fill in the tank tonight. So we're looking sometime within the next, I dare say, handful of laps, we're going to see guys bringing it onto pit road, as Bridger Olson dropping back to pick up the 501 of Brandon Wilson, as those two guys now with a good head of steam trying to reel in the tail end of this pack, as that is Marcus Adams directly in front of them and Greg Marconi right in front of him. So the 3 of your championship 4 running at the tail end of this lead group, hopefully trying to stay out of trouble, and should something pop off, they can see it coming rather than get run over by it.
Definitely. You gotta give yourself an opportunity. I think they're gonna. I always trust you because you're right over me almost every single time, but I'm thinking they might try and cut it to lap 33 to cut it into thirds. You don't want to try and make this a 4-stopper if everybody else isn't. Really hard.
I don't know if they're going to be able to make it that far.
Oh,
it all depends on how much.
Swirly.
Yeah, it all depends on how much fuel they're able to save. As let me just take a quick look at something. Yeah, relatively low winds here tonight at Daytona, only 2 miles an hour, so pretty negligible considering what we have seen in the past happen on Daytona Beach. But, again, like you mentioned, this car is real swirly, very uncharacteristic of the Xfinity car. Sorry. So right now, Jason Papp in the A showing the way as he is in lockstep with Connor Trafalgar. In the form of Mark McFadden in the Canadian number 5 Ford Mustang, as they bring it through 3 and 4 once more. This time with Trafari with the nose out front as they come off of 4. Papp now getting a good shove from Lowe as they come across the stripe. Give the lap to Papp. Papp, Trafari, Lowe, Worley, Decker, Tarnowski, McFadden, Gautier, Marconi, and then Olson, as Marconi, Olson, and Wilson all running stem to stern back there at the tail end of this little lead group. They've got Marcus Adams in that mix as well. Again, should a caution come out, Adams currently in the lucky dog position. Looks like troubles continue for Zishan Dura, as he has had it in the pits for about 9 minutes now, trying to get some repairs made to the number 10 Lot 9 Brewing Ford Mustang. Nick Wing currently sitting a lap down as he is on the outside lane behind Lowe. So damage not affecting the 90 quite as badly as we would have thought. There is a lot of front end damage on that car, but that Toyota Supra seems to be running pretty decent so far. Up at the front of this thing, though, we've got Jason Papp Chevy with a sea of Fords around him. The next Chevy is going to be the 3 of Ryan Decker, currently sitting in the number 5 spot on that bottom lane, right behind Worley and right in front of Tarnowski. So brand loyalty right now working together as Trafari and as Papp jumps down in front of Trafari, and he is going to let the Ford of James Lowe out to dry here in that high lane, as Lowe now has Nick Wing with him. Wing, though, knows he's got damage, knows that that motor might not last as long as he wants it to if he starts pushing too hard. As the field's starting to get single file, everybody trying to figure out how to get to that bottom lane. That is always the tattletale. We are going to have green flag pit stop starting here within the next couple of laps. And James, you might be right. Depending on how much fuel these guys have been able to save, they might be able to make it to lap 33. But the only problem you're going to run into then is, what if we get into overtime? We know how important track vision can be when you've only got a 2-lap shootout here at Daytona. But right now, Pap showing the way. Trafari, Worley, Lowe, Decker, Tarnowski, McFadden, Gautier, Marconi, and Olson still your top 10. Still 2 cars, 1 lap down. That is the 31 of Marcus Adams and the 90 of Nick Wing. As we are working lap 28 of 100. Again, 75% fuel fill here tonight at Daytona under the lights. Championship round for the Circle B Diecast Superspeedway Series. And this is the race we've been looking for all season long, as right now, James Lowe sticking up at the front of this lead freight train. The other 3 contenders towards the caboose portion of it, as Marconi and Olson, 2 of your championship 8, currently running 9th and 10th. And they have Marcus Adams back there with them, who Adams is unfortunately 1 lap down after getting involved in that first lap fracas with Nick Wing and Zishan Dura. These guys continue to just circulate this track. Again, you're kind of feeling it out right now, seeing what this first stint is going to give you. Looks like we are going to get at least to lap 30 before somebody calls no mas on a tank of fuel. I mean, you got to think that these guys that have been running up front, that we normally refer to as a fuel pig, are going to be the first ones to peel off. And that's probably why you saw Marconi and Olson drop towards the tail end, so that they can try to conserve a little bit of fuel, maybe get another lap or 2 over the rest of the field.
Definitely, as I think these guys are going to be coming in next time by, is what I'm hearing over the radio. So lap 31, that means it's going to be close if they can save fuel throughout the run. So yeah, you're right. Here we go, guys. Everybody trying to come down pit road. We'll see how clean this is. Oh, almost disaster, entering 3 wide in the pits. That's Connor Trafari taking it to the very, very low side, able to save that somehow. Everybody else where they're supposed to be in the far right. But the only 3 that stayed out, Brian Tarnowski, Mark McFadden, Joe Gautier. I didn't even see to make sure the rest of them made it in, but I think everybody made it in. They did. Clean.
Everybody else came down.
That's absolutely amazing that these guys all were able to come down safely.
It looks like 4 in fuel for everybody. Yep, 4 in fuel for everybody. And the only guys that did stay out are the guys driving for Jawbone Motorsports. And Lowe's around.
James Lowe around on the infield. Oh, no, he's going to have to tow. What happened there?
What?
Oh, that was a shifting problem all on his own. It's turned around. Oh, gets tapped just barely by...
he hand grenaded the engine.
That is heartbreak.
He just hand grenaded the engine.
Oh, no. Absolutely terrible there. We're going to see if Brian Tarnowski and them are able to make it out, because they had very similar lap times, but this group behind them is coming ahead of steam, as we do have somebody coming in down pit road for speeding. That is hugely unfortunate for one of our championship contenders, James Lowe.
He missed the shift, went to go for third, and grabbed first. And we had a GoPro on his helmet, if you want to pull that one up, James, you can hear that engine go poof. Oh, man, that's a heartbreaker right there. Wow.
That explains the tow. That is hugely unfortunate for him. Oh, boy.
You hate to see it happen to anybody, but, James is one of the good guys in this league, too. I mean, just nice guy to talk to, nice guy to be around. Hard competitor on track, but always races cleanly. And it's just, you hate to see it. You really do.
Definitely. Well, why don't we, I know it sucks to do this, but let's go ahead and pull him in. You go ahead and you go warn him. I'll keep us up with the race. See if he even wants to. I know that's very unfortunate for James Lowe. But Ryan C. Worley, you go ahead and do that. I'll call the race, sir. Ryan Worley in first place now came out. The unfortunate ones there are Tarnowski, McFadden, and Joe Gautier, who, because they were the only 3 cars, lost a huge amount of steam. They're now 6 seconds behind our leaders here, which is a group of only 6 machines, possibly some extra lap traffic in well, but man, just absolute heartbreak there. As now it's Ryan Worley, Connor Trafari, Jason Papp in 3rd, Ryan Decker in 4th, Bridger Olson starting out. Now he's in 5th place in the first group. Then we got Greg Maconi and probably Marcus Adams is the lap car.
Yes.
That's in there. So there we go. What do you got for us, Tony?
Well, we have the driver of the number 99, James Lowe, with us now. And James, we saw what happened, but talk us through it from your perspective.
Yeah, it's just really unfortunate, sometimes with these shifters and technical gadgets, they don't all agree on each other. So I shifted into 3rd on my Fanatec here, and I'm looking at it. It's in 3rd, but the software shifted to 1st and it blew up. So we're out. So, it's unfortunate, but to be here in this position on the last race of the year to have a chance, I never would have thought it after the bad luck we had all year. But hopefully Marcus can get back on the lead lap here with a caution or something and pull this thing out.
Well, James, we were talking just before we brought you into the booth. It's a heartbreaker to see it happen to anybody, but especially to a guy like you, as you're always pleasant every time we've spoken to you. And I just want to, from a broadcaster standpoint, thank you for being you.
Well, I appreciate it, guys. And, I left this league because, there was some stuff going on and I didn't agree with. So we went and tried something else. And it just, the grass wasn't greener. And I love Jason Papp and what he's doing. And I've always liked Jason Papp. And that's why he's in our chat and everything else. So I came back and, I've had a great time this year. And I'm going to run the Monday thing. So you'll see me in there. So, I'm here to help Jason out and whatever he needs.
Absolutely.
Well, definitely.
Go ahead, James.
We'll get you back to it. Also, awesome name, by the way, James. We'll get you back to it. But I do want to ask, because we have a unique opportunity here. What was the fuel run looking like? Is there anything you want to give us that's not going to spoil it for your teammate there? Is this a 2-stopper from here on out, or are we going to have to make an extra splash and go?
There's no way they make it to the end. So, you can get about 30, 31 maybe. But yeah, they're going to have to pit again.
All right, man. Well, we appreciate you. And sorry for the terrible luck there with the equipment. Usually it's my Rift that does it. So for the shifter, that's unfortunate.
I appreciate it, guys, and good luck to whoever pulls this off. All those guys are great guys, and any one of them would deserve it.
All right, James. Best of luck to you in the Monday Night Series next season.
Appreciate it, guys.
Well, you heard the dejection in his voice, James, and like I said, you hate to see it happen, but you most definitely hate to see it happen to a guy like James Lowe. Again, he's a strong competitor. but he always races cleanly, and that's the thing that I cannot stress enough with this league. As you've seen week in and week out since you guys have come on board with us, these guys do what they do week in and week out, and we see them 2 and 3 wide every week, and nobody wads it up when they do it.
Yeah, definitely. These guys know how to come out here. They know how to do it right. Unfortunately, that is not the norm. I'm surprised to see that from James Lowe. Of course, as the description says, nothing he could have done there. Unfortunately, there are going to be equipment failures, just like their counterparts there, taking the break right now in the big leagues. You're going to have equipment failures, and sometimes it happens on the biggest stage. So very unfortunate for them. But right now, our battle for the championship, Bridger Olson and Greg Maconi still right by each other in 3rd and 5th now, respectively. So still a championship to be made, still a contender that has to be crowned tonight. Right now it's between Olson and Maconi, unless Marcus can get something going here and get back on the lead lap. Let's see here if that can happen. And and he is right now in the lucky dog, so he's in a position to take it with nobody really challenging him for him, as Wing is 3 laps down and Lowe again out of it due to that technical equipment failure.
And Brandon Wilson has put the 501 on the hauler, just called no mas right after that set of green flag pit stops. But if Marcus Adams can pull this championship off from what's going on as of right this second, as we are 10 to go to the halfway mark, if Marcus Adams can pull this championship off, we're going to start calling him the Miracle Man.
Definitely. As we do look through the field here, I'm looking at Joe Gautier, Brian Tarnowski, and Mark McFadden. These 3 guys decided to stay out an extra lap. They didn't want to get involved in what was going down pit road. Possibly lucky. If there was 3 more cars when James Lowe blew that up, we would have had a bloodbath here. But they are unfortunately 5 seconds down, but they figured something out. They are gaining on our leaders. And as these guys get more and more racy up front, they're going to keep gaining. As we've seen throughout the season, they're not comfortable with 2nd. You're not comfortable with 3rd halfway through the race. They want to be leading up front. They want to get the air on that radiator and cool this thing down, because the last thing you want, as we saw, is to blow a motor.
And that's exactly what Greg Marconi just did. Jumped up to that 2nd lane to pick up Connor Trafari as Adams was thinking about going up there. Pap now goes to the outside of the 00. Brian Worley, we're 3 wide.
Connor Trafari backs out of that very respectfully, as they were 3 wide for a very short portion. Now Jason Papp up 15 positions, leading this race at the halfway mark. Just going to give another quick shout out to our sponsors. Of course, Circle B Energy. Those guys, we appreciate the heck
Circle B Diecast.
Circle B Diecast, that's correct. Circle B Diecast, ROWDY Energy. I know I drink ROWDY Energy whenever I get the opportunity. iracingiflag, definitely a good peripheral you want to have out there. I use mine as a broadcaster pretty consistently, and of course buttkicker. If you have never used one, man, it changes the way that you are being set up correctly. That's the key, guys.
And here's the thing: you don't need to just have a racing sim to use that butt kicker on. You can use it on your favorite easy chair. You can use it on your sofa. And if you're a war movie fanatic, I love watching the older war movies. A Bridge Too Far, Saving Private Ryan, Band of Brothers, anything that has big explosions in it. Hell, you can even watch it. Here's what you do. You get yourself a butt kicker, put it on your sofa, and start the movie Die Hard at 9:45 p.m. on New Year's Eve. So you can watch Hans Gruber fall out the window exactly at midnight.
And that is a Christmas movie, folks.
Yes, it is.
The jury is out. No one is on the other side of that. And with that butt kicker, you can use it, like you said, racing.
Oh, it's an amazing
movies,
product.
all that stuff, throw it in there. It definitely makes a huge difference. We appreciate them. Also, they do a lot for Irish. That can't be understated how many of these leagues they come out, and of course Midwest Motor Customs. Go ahead and give the view if you're in the Midwest and you're looking for a rebuild on your hot rod or a rebuild on your LS motor you pulled from the junkyard. Go ahead and give them a shout.
Absolutely, and they do custom coach work as well for toter homes and motor homes. Some of the finest craftsmanship you're going to find in that type of industry. You're sick and tired of the vinyl, or the laminated cabinets and drawers. If you want some quality cabinetry made for your motorhome or toter home, or even tag along RV, Midwest Motor Customs is who you need to go see.
So as we see, Jason Papp keeping the lead right now. Everybody pretty content to ride behind him, but Connor Trifari is pushing the back bumper off of Papp, and then of course behind them, look at that group in the background making their way up as they're only 6 seconds behind.
That's Trifari in the high lane getting the daylight shoved out of him by Ryan Decker in the 3 as Trifari hangs Decker out to dry. That was Marcus Adams that was pushing on Papp. And immediately, as soon as Trifari dropped down, Adams backed off, because the last thing you want to do on a super speedway is push the pusher. That's how things go horribly wrong, horribly quickly.
Definitely, and that's why they do race these Xfinity cars. It gives you a little bit better horsepower, a little bit better racing with these machines, way more streamlined than their Cup counterparts, as we are seeing where you can just get out and pass. They don't have that bubble though that they do. Oh, as we have a big checkup. Decker pushed to almost below the yellow line, but he's able to get back up. That
was Marconi trying to get some fresh air, because he was right behind Bridger Olson, trying to give the 49 a good shove. But again, Marconi dropping down, get some clean air to that radiator, let that thing cool off a little bit as they all get back in line. As right now we've got a 7-car tango. You may see 8 cars in that little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, that's 7. Yeah, that's what was kind of throwing me off. As we do have a 7-car tango. 6 of them are on the lead lap.
That second group, you can kind of see them come into play every now and then. That's Brian Tarnowski, Joe Gautier, and Mark McFadden, kind of switching things up, trying to get the air down.
They're not gaining hardly at all on this lead pack.
Yeah, you can
ever so slightly.
Yeah, once that lead group goes single file, it's hard. You're going to be impossible to catch them. You got to have them get racy, especially because you probably want to throw that out there as a broadcaster. But definitely try and do everything you can if you're Brian Tarnowski, Joe Gautier. You're not losing time. That's the good thing right now. If you're doing good thing, bad thing. So keep up what you're doing. Try not to blow it up and push it.
I can tell you 3 guys right now that are praying for a caution. And that, of course, is Chris Worrell in the 6, the 87 of Dan Stein, and the 31 of Marcus Adams, because should a caution come out, that would give Worrell and Stein a reprieve, as they are currently 32 seconds behind this lead pack. And then Marcus Adams, of course, in the lucky dog spot, would get back on the lead lap.
Definitely. You're not going to get it back the old-fashioned way here at Daytona. The only way that you would have that opportunity is you hit the cheat code and got a little bit of extra fuel mileage, as we talked, of course, when we talked to James Lowe, another championship contender coming into this one. You're not going to make more than 31 laps. It's going to be hard to save 2 laps.
Right.
Nay, impossible at a 2.5. It's 5 miles in a car that gets 4 miles to the gallon. Or 5 laps, I'm sorry. No, 5 miles in a car that gets 4 miles a gallon. So not going to make it too much here. Not much saving.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. So we're looking at least 2 more stops.
You do go back up front. What do you say we go to an ad break and shout out some of the people that support this league?
Well, we are at the halfway mark, so let's hear. We've got to thank our good friends over at Circle B Diecast With the holiday seasons upon us, get a hold of Circle B, and they can make a replica of your iRacers paint scheme so that they can have a die-cast model of the car that they run in the sims. Again, we got to thank our good friends over at Rowdy Energy, our good friends at Midwest Motor Customs, Circle B iRacing iFlags, and buttkicker. And what do you say we go take a listen to some words from our friends over at Red Cat Racing?
Yeah, we'll check out Red Cat. We're also going to check out our good friends at Sponsor League over at buttkicker. So stick around. We'll be in NASCAR side by side.
Imagine a theater experience so real you're part of the action. Breakthrough technology that shakes your seat at precisely the right moment so you can feel the action on the screen. Choose 4D Cinemas powered by buttkicker for the ultimate theater experience. And for the ultimate in movies, gaming, and sports at home, add your own buttkicker. A simple, wireless, affordable device that takes just seconds to install. Text the word on the screen right now to receive a special offer. Get buttkicker and feel what you've been missing.
And we are back as we still have that freight train at the front of this thing. Contrafari, Jason Papp, Ryan Worley running 1, 2, 3. They've got Marcus Adams separating the three of them, though, as that is Adams directly in front of Worley, as you've got Bridger Olson, Greg Marconi, and Ryan Decker right there as well in the final three positions of this 7-car breakaway at the front of this thing. In that second pack has already nipped a full second off of the lead pack. It was 5.8 seconds, now down to 4.6, as we are quickly approaching the next round of green flag pit stops. A little update to procedures. Zishan Dura has decided to call it a night for the Lot 9 Brewing number 10, as just not the night he was hoping for. First lap melee unfortunately took out the 10 tonight, but his teammate Connor Trafari continues to show the way here in the Circle B Diecast Superspeedway Series season finale here at Daytona.
Definitely. Just another shout out to our YouTube channel. If you guys are watching live, you can go ahead and chat. We do keep an eye on that. We got Vinny Copeland shouting out James Lowe, saying we need more James Lowe's in the world. I can't agree more. It has always been a pleasure bringing him into the booth with us.
That's Miss Vicky. That would be Jason Papp's mom.
Yo, so we appreciate Vicky. We appreciate you guys watching. Again, shout out your favorite driver. Shout out who you think's got it right now. Right now it's between Olson, Maconi, and Marcus Adams has not taken his hat out of the ring there, just hoping on a miracle, trying to get that lap back. Did get some information from Marcus earlier. This makes exactly 2 years that he's been on iRacing. So one of the dudes that joined in the end of 2019, we appreciate that, Marcus. Also, something he wanted me to let you guys know. A fellow fan of heavy metal, his Spotify said that he listened to Alice in Chains for a total of 85 days this year. So we love to see that from Mark.
I can't find any fault in that choice of music, considering that, you know, I'm a grunge kid myself.
This pit road has started. Oh,
Here we
got one
go.
in the grass. Somebody hit a cone.
Decker. That's Decker. Unsafe pit entry for the 3.
Unable to get it around. He's in the infield. We're not going to get a caution for that. He's going to get that thing turned around as Connor Trafari, Ryan Worley, Bridger Olson, and Greg Maconi. Oh, he got bumped in the back. Greg Maconi, everybody trying to make it into one pit stall. Bad pit stop there. That's going to really hurt Maconi and Olson.
Olson blew through his stop. He almost stopped in Worley's pit stall. Worley went into Marconi's pit stall. So now Marconi is going to have Connor Trafari to work with, as Jason Papp, Joe Gautier, Mark McFadden, and Brian Tarnowski, all 4 of those guys staying out. Papp bringing it down this time. And unfortunately, Papp is going to lose the draft, as it looks like Gautier, McFadden, and Tarnowski are staying out at least one more lap.
Luckily, he's got Marcus Adams, the lap car, in there with him, but that was exactly what Gautier, McFadden, and Tarnowski, if they've got a spotter, they're telling them, hey, there was a lot of issues down pit road. These guys are not organized at all. Oh, my Lord. That is going to be huge for Gautier, McFadden, and Brian Tarnowski, as they've got a lap here before they need to come in. They're probably going to come in the next time, but if they can come in organized and hit their boxes, hit their marks, this is going to be huge for the group that was almost out of it.
Well, big moment for Ryan Decker and Chris Worrell. Worrell popped for speeding on. Decker popped for unsafe pit entry, as he is finally down and away. Worrell is finally down and away. And no, I'm wrong about that one, as something's going on with Worrell. He had to back up.
Yeah, Worrell possibly involved in that first incident. He spent 1 minute and 37 seconds in pit road. Can't imagine what that was. We'll probably try and get something from race control. But Gautier, Tarnowski, and McFadden now coming out of pit lane with varying times. Tarnowski looks like he took 4. Everybody else as well, but better pit times. As they're going to get back grouped up, they do have the effective race lead already. Now Connor Trafari, Jason Papp, and Maconi coming in. Papp doing them all a favor and staying out. They're going to pass McFadden and Tarnowski, but now if Gautier can get it, that's going to be the key. He can hold on that draft and be that strongest link in the chain, but he is not going to be able to do it. Give Connor Trafari the effective race lead after 2 pit stops. Chris Worrell's coming back in again.
Worrell having problems. Not sure exactly what's going on with the 6, but good news if you're a Marcus Adams fan is technically he's back on the lead lap. Bad news is that's the leader of the race, Connor Trafari, directly behind him.
Yeah, definitely not who you want to see there. But, I mean, as far as he's concerned, with a short field, even if he does have to rely on the lucky dog, he's not too worried about it. I can imagine right here, if he does go a lap down, that's the difference between first and probably 8th, which at a super speedway is nothing. I'm sure he's just happy to have had a good pit stop, as now Maconi is grouped up with Olson, McFadden. These guys regrouping. But the big winner there is Gautier, Tarnowski, which hopefully Tarnowski took a second down pit road a little bit longer. That's very unfortunate for him.
Yeah, and you can see him kind of back there struggling right now as the rest of Jawbone Motorsports currently holding down that inside lane in that second group of Olson, Marconi, Gautier, Worley, and McFadden. So 4th through 7th right there as your top 2, Trafari and Papp, are about 6 seconds up the road.
Definitely with 65 of 100 laps ticked off, your effective race lead is Trafari, but who is winning the war here is Bridger Olson, who's got Greg Maconi in the same batch that he's in, so he doesn't have it safe. But he is leading, Maconi in 2nd of the championships. Marcus Adams there. He's got a group to run with in 10th, trying to get that lucky dog for right now. Just caution.
Yeah, that's kind of what he's hoping for, is a big moment for Marconi as he almost gets into the back of Worley going into 1. Good news is Brian Tarnowski has been able to latch on to this second freight train, as that's Worley and Marconi running that second lane, trying to make some headway there, as 2 Dudes Racing drivers trying to make some headway to get back up there with their 3rd member of Dudes Racing. That, of course, is Bridger Olson, who's currently running in 3rd on track, but 1st in the championship, as he and Marconi side by side.
Definitely them taking it right now, basically battling for the championship. You don't know what you're going to have at the end of the race here. So with 2 drivers a lap down at the least, James Lowe having his issues earlier, you got to think, if anything happens, you want to put yourself in a position to be in front of your championship competitor. But taking a look back up at Trafari, they've now got 4. They've got 4 on themselves on that group. I don't know if they're going to catch them. They're about 5 seconds back, and it spent a lot of time.
That's what Worrell was doing. That's what Worrell was doing, was trying to get tagged on to this this lead group to try to do what he can to try to help his teammate in the form of Marcus Adams. I don't know what he's going to be able to do to really aid in the situation, but Adams needs a caution, plain and simple. That's the only way he's going to have a shot at this championship, is if we get a caution and he can get the free pass to get back on the lead lap.
Definitely, and if you guys, if you're watching the chat and you're seeing and whoever you pray to, if you feel like it's important enough, man, Marcus Adams could really use a caution right now because it's a long shot. There's gonna be only 6 cars, even if something absolutely drastic happens. I believe they have a live admin in. I'm not 100% right now, but
They've got 2 of them.
yeah, they might give them the benefit of the doubt, but we've seen a couple incidents not bring out the yellow, which is consistent with how they've raced all year. So you can't fault the admins for that. They've got their instructions to have
let iRacing call the cautions. That's rule 1.
Exactly. Even in a championship here, we're keeping an eye on this group because it is where the champions are. But Trafari, really your effective race lead. Pap right there behind him. Marcus Adams in this group. I believe, like you said, Chris Burrell is in this top group. Plenty of laps down. He's just racing to help a teammate there, like you said. But man, it's gonna come down to it. 30 laps to go, folks. One more pit cycle. One more pit cycle. That's what's important here. As again, we'd like to shout out B Diecast.com. You can check them out. Of course, if you're looking for a trophy, give your loved one. If you are watching this, if you're watching your husband, son, daughter, father, whatever you're watching, you can go on there and you can actually very sneakily ask them, say, "Hey, hon, what's your trading paint?" and get them a diecast made of their car that they race. We appreciate the heck out of those guys. And if you have the opportunity, tell them that the guys from iRacing Racing League, I believe, did I get that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
It is the iRacing East Circle B Diecast Superspeedway series that you're watching the season finale of from Daytona in the Xfinity car, as Connor Trafari, Jason Papp currently running 1-2 as they've got a 5.5 second lead over current 3rd place Ryan Worley. As we got a little 4-car breakaway going right now, a little 4-car tango up at the front of this thing. The engine in this freight train and the caboose in this freight train both being 1 lap down. That, of course, is the last car on the lead lap, Marcus Adams in the 31, and the 6 of his teammate, Chris Worrell. So Bawls Guarana Blue and Bawls Guarana Red, or Cherry, currently running stem to stern right now. And Chris Worrell, quick note, actually leading the points in the series that we will be bringing you the broadcast of tomorrow night, starting at about 8:20 Eastern Time. That, of course, is the Resurgence Xfinity Series here on ESPN. Worrell is the only driver to have put that car on podium all 3 races so far this season.
Yeah, definitely. And you talked about that. We've got racing all day, pretty much every day of the week. We're going into our lull, but because everybody celebrates the holidays, and happy holidays to you guys, whatever you celebrate. Happy holidays to y'all. It was good for you, but take a look at James Lowe. That's a name we haven't said in about 39 laps.
He is back out on track. That's probably the record time for an engine change, 33 minutes. That's virtually unheard of for a team to do it that fast. I guarantee you he gave that team ROWDY Energy before the race started.
Definitely. That NASCAR official saw that he blew the motor and then went to get a hot dog, and while he was away, they did some repairs on that machine to get the motor back up fixed. Luckily, he was able to shut that thing down before it completely hand grenaded, I can only assume.
Oh, no, that thing went poof when he grabbed first gear.
Yeah, I'm amazed he was able to actually sit and get that fixed, to be honest with you. But he is out on the track. James Lowe is 39 laps down right now, so virtually out of it for the championship. He's going to stay out there and give you guys a show. As Connor Trafari, Jason Papp, Ryan Worley leading the 2nd group. But they've got some...
That 2nd group is gaining.
Yeah, but that 1st group is picking up cars left and right. You got Jason Papp and Connor Trafari, the only ones a lap in. Marcus
They
Adams.
just picked up the 95 of John LeBombard. Unfortunately, LeBombard not able to really latch on, as he does have a little bit of damage on that 95. But that second group has already dug a second out of the lead of this lead freight train. As just as I say that, LeBombard does latch on to the back end of Worrell's number 6. So business is starting to pick up here. Only 2 retirements to actually speak of. That's the 501 of Brandon Wilson and the 10 is Ishan Dura. And unfortunately, Dura got caught up in that first lap melee that put Adams back in the position that he's in, as well as Nick Wing taking some damage in that as well. 10 cars left on the lead lap. Marcus Adams currently running in front of your race leader, and they are about to pick up the 99 of James Lowe. So, and you can definitely see a little bit of front end damage, because when he did hand grenade the engine, he did make contact with the 501 of Wilson. So heavy right front fender damage on the 99, but he's able to latch onto the tail end of this lead pack and pick up their draft. So he's still running. I got to give him credit for that.
If that engine's 100%, luckily what iRacing has done, they've allowed us to look in on the temps and whatnot. He's up to speed. That is quite the job that crew did. He's up to speed, and I think you're right. I think he's going to have a catch on this draft. But even if he doesn't, what this is going to do is it's going to give Ryan... It's going to give Ryan Worley's group another link in that chain.
Right.
To be able to slingshot past him, catch the draft for as much as they can. This is all if he doesn't stay with his pack, which it's looking like right now he most likely is not. He's not up to speed with them.
Well, I'm looking at his temps right now. I'm looking at his temps right now because I did just take a quick gander at the GoPro we've got on his helmet. Water temp just a tick above 200. Oil temp just a tick above 200. Oil pressure looking beautiful at about 67 pounds of oil pressure. Fuel pressure looking great at about 8 pounds of fuel pressure. So that engine's about as stout as it can be. The only thing that's holding him back is that right front fender damage.
Yeah, but remind me again, who is James Lowe's teammate, and where is he running in these first and second?
Well, you've got the 6 of Chris Worrell and the 31 of Marcus Adams.
So another Bawls guy out there, not really trying his best not to help out McFadden and Olson, or Maconi, I'm sorry, and Olson, but they're catching. They're only 4 seconds behind, when it has been at 5. I say they're catching. It really depends on what this first group decides to do, just as we saw earlier with 22 laps to go. If they get racy, and as they catch more lap traffic, which I believe the next one is going to be calculation.
I dare say Pap and Trafari are willing to just ride for right now and race it out between the two of them in the closing laps of this piece. But yeah, no, that second group is definitely catching, as they were at 4.6, they're now down to 4.4. So just nipping away, as I dare say we're going to see that final round of green flag pit stops right around 10 to go.
Definitely. And while we're waiting for that, guys, I feel like this is a good time as any to tell you that again, we appreciate all our sponsors here: ROWDY Energy, Circle B Diecast,
Buttkicker and Midwest Motor Customs.
Buttkicker and Midwest Motor Customs. We're going to go ahead and go to one more ad break. This will be our final side-by-side of the evening, folks. Stick around. We're going to give you more from our friends over at Red.
And we are back with the Circle B Diecast Superspeedway Series season finale from Daytona. Connor Trafari continues to show the way as he's got the lap car of Marcus Adams playing fuel pig for him right now. But the biggest note is that second group has already nipped a second out of this lead pack's time. Trafari, Pap, your front two, as they've got the lap car of Marcus Adams in front of them, the lap car of Chris Worrell and John LeBombard behind them. That second group being led by the 00 Ryan Worley has championship contender Greg Marconi and championship contender Bridger Olson in lockstep with him right now, as we are fast approaching the money stop. We know they can get just about 30 laps out of a tank of Go Fast, and the last time all these cars were down pit road was on lap 60, so we should be seeing that money stop take place right about 10 to go. As Pap, finally getting tired of following the 48 of Trafari, jumps up to the second lane. Chris Worrell going with him. As I dare say we've got some changes a brew right now, as I'm just checking the Discord servers. It looks like Balls Out Racing has drafted Jason Pap as a member of the Balls Out Racing crew. That, of course, is Chris Worrell, James Lowe, and Marcus Adams, and now including Jason Pap. So interesting dynamics starting to take place here as, again, that second pack being led by three dudes racing drivers. That, of course, is Worley, Marconi, and Olson.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And these guys running side by side. See in the background, who do you see? Maconi and Olson. There's going to be, if they don't get there, which they're closing very fast because they were side by side, putting that drag on each other. We're going to have two races here. We're going to have the race for the lead and the race for the championship happening in two separate directions.
Yikes!
Oh, we missed it. Was that Pap and, the Pap and the 48?
Pap and Trafari.
Getting a little bit too close for comfort. Take a look at that on the replay.
And then as they go into turn one, James Lowe was thinking about going up to go with Pap. Unfortunately, hang on to her, son. These guys getting sketchy right now as, again, we're closing in. They're now 3 wide.
3 wide in the front pack. The second pack is loving it. They're about to catch the draft there, as these guys are pushing. Pap and Trafari not caring when they're coming down pit road. They're going to race right now for it and let Maconi and Olson get back up to them. What a race we have brewing as folks. We still got to stop. We still got one stop that they're going to be coming down for a splash and go. Less than 4 or 5 seconds, I imagine, in the pit road. It's opening up as that draft has been caught by Maconi and Olson, dare I say.
I'm taking at least half a tank with 10 to go just in case we go into overtime. I don't want to have to worry about fuel.
Oh, if we're going to overtime and I only have about 5 cars to pass, I think I'm taking my splash and go, then coming down for tires if I have to in an overtime. But the way it's looking, the way these guys have been driving, I like it. I like the call, put a little bit of extra weight in that so you get a good push, be a good pusher. We'll see as now this race, as said, has heated up. Everybody in the lead lap is now within a second of each other than Daniel Stein. Of course, Daniel out behind him. Marcus Adams there in that front road. As now Jason Pap looking to the high line, making a move on Trafari. He's going to complete that pass for now. We're going to see where these second group of cars line up, as they're going to have the momentum coming into this group.
And they're going to block Worley in, as that was the 95 of John LeBombard jumping up to that second lane, not letting Worley get up there. And business just picked up. What was a 2-car breakaway at the front of this thing now has all 10 cars on the lead lap right there.
Definitely keep an eye on that 12 Ford of Maconi and Bridger Olson in the Toyota, as they are going to be trying to make their way there on the bottom right now. But I imagine they're going to have to split up here, because they want to get as close as possible. So we got a huge push from the 16. I'm sorry, there's not a 16 in the group. That was
the 6.
The 6 puts
well, technically you were right. It was the 6 pushing on the 1. So
there you go.
You can math today, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's a gift. As Pap and Trafari now leading the 48 there. Oh, we got takers for pit road. Stein, Decker, and Wing deciding to come down pit road. No issues there. As our leaders come around, they don't want nothing to do with that pack. Now this group coming in. Lottie Dottie, everybody trying to make it down pit road. Hopefully they can make it through clean. It looks like all the way through they do. Oh, man, we got a shootout coming.
It's money stop time, boys.
This is where the all-star race comes into play, and you had those teams practicing to get the fastest time. Maconi taking his pole position. See if that's going to help him get a really good run out here, as it's not going to do too much as everybody drives through the lanes. But now everybody's back together. 7 seconds, 6 seconds. The fastest stop is Brian Tarnowski with a 6.15 second stop. But
Good
Trafari
grief,
wins the war by getting out of pit lane in general in 32 seconds. 68 flat.
Absolutely, but the most important thing is Bridger Olson was able to jump his teammate Greg Marconi, as Olson now running in third place right behind his teammate Ryan Worley, who holds down the number 2 spot, as Olson shoving the daylights out of the 00 to try to get tagged up with that front group that is Connor Trafari and the 31 of Marcus Adams.
Oh yeah, he doesn't care. He doesn't care that he is moving. He wants to push Trafari all the way up to Worley if he can to get this group as strong as possible. He is going to be able to do that with now Trafari, Worley, and Bridger Olson now all in a row. Pap
Here we
not
go.
too far behind. As there we go, Bridger Olson moving to the high line with the help of Worley. That is absolutely amazing. We're going to have some good racing. Stick around, folks. We're only 9 laps away from crowning a champion in the Circle B Diecast Superspeedway Series.
As they're coming up on the lap car of the 6 of Chris Worrell. Worrell stayed out, lost the draft. Now gets a little bit squirrely, as now it's Olson and Maconi, as Worley drops down to the inside lane. Connor Trafari jumping up to the outside lane to get the shove from Olson. Give it to Trafari as they come across the stripe with 8 to go. Championship ends right now. It's going to Bridger Olson in the 49. What a way to cap a rookie season. To clinch Rookie of the Year, and if he can pull this off, championship.
Yeah, we got...
That's unheard of.
Definitely. We got Maconi up top. Olson now in second place in the 49 machine. He is up top as well. Maconi's got to find his way around that 49 machine any way he can. He does not want to be behind or in the same line here, as it's going to get squirrely here, folks. Bridger Olson taking your lead. Trafari trying to come up to side draft. Not going to have anything for the Super, as the top lane has the advantage right now as it sits. Maconi trying to push the championship contender to force him down low, and that is exactly what he's going to do.
Now he's got Pap pushing on him. That's Marconi in the high lane with the ace of Pap. 2 very good friends working together in that outside lane, as they also have Joe Gautier up there with them. Gautier running for Jawbone Motorsports, as now Marconi takes over the bottom lane lead. Marconi leading the pack as they come through 3 and 4. Pap, though, with a head of steam. Doesn't have Gautier on his back bumper, though. And that's going to drop Pap back about a half a car length off Marconi, as give the lap to Marconi, as we are now 6 to go.
Trouble 3 wide. Everybody
Yikes.
that's... Oh, man, everybody able to do it. Greg Maconi leading him around. Bridger Olson able to stay there in second. The 48 of Trafari pushing that top lane, disintegrated after that issue. They didn't want nothing to do with it. Now we got a race. Maconi and Olson, championship contenders in the top 2 positions. This is going to be good, folks. Keep your eye on the purple, pink, and black of the 49 machine, and the yellow and black. I believe that's the Polar Express of Greg Maconi. Keep an eye on those machines, as everybody else behind him. It's who you got. Who have you been nice to this season? is
Side by
what's
side.
going to decide here as our championship contenders are side by side.
This is going to be a drag race as we are 5 to go. Maconi on the low side, Olson on the high side. Olson has defending series champion Connor Trafari. Yikes! Gautier almost getting into the door of Trafari, going through 1 and 2. Still side by side as they hold down the super stretch. Drag race going into turn number 3.
Take a hit of your oxygen now if you have it, folks, and blow up that comment section. They are racing for you. Bridger Olson now on the top line has the advantage. Greg Maconi is not going to give up the bottom lane, even if he's got just one pusher. He has the advantage of the shorter track. We're going to see what happens as they are racing here with 4 to go.
Olson with the nose out front as we are now 4 to go as they cross the stripe. Still in lockstep with teammate Greg Maconi. And nobody wants to be, and I'm using air quotes here, that guy.
Definitely, and you say teammates. I think teammates went out the window about 4 laps ago once they got this lead back. They are battling like bitter rivals, Maconi and Olson.
They're frenemies.
Yeah, right now, the top 6 cars
wide.
put a blankum at them. They're going to back out of... No, they're not. Jason Papp going 3 wide up top. He's got the balls of the 6, of Chris Worrell, multiple laps down. He says, I'm going to make this thing a race.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, he's not on purpose, but he's going to give this thing a race. 3 wide, 2x2 coming to the line. 3 to go, folks.
3 to go, side by side for the lead. 3 members of Dudes Racing all season long. The 12 of Marconi on the low side. Bridger Olson, the meat in the sandwich, as now Trafari drops down to the low lane, leaving Olson on the high side. Pap's going to hang him out to dry, though, as he makes a 3rd lane. Worley going to give Olson some room to get down if he wants to.
Maybe catching a little bit early. These guys are racing too early, as now Maconi and Olson separated by Joe Gautier and Connor Trafari as they're lined up here setting up the pass, as we're going to see them... This is going to get crazy, folks. The 67 on the outside. Bridger Olson has nowhere else to go. He's on the bottom. He's going to work with them down there to try and make something happen. But I don't know what he can do here, folks. Popsicle 6 in the air. 2 to go, coming out of 2. Oh, we got a wreck!
There it is. I said it earlier, and I'll say it again. If Marcus Adams can win the championship, as we're going to green-white checker, we're going to give him 2 attempts at this. If Marcus Adams wins this championship, we are going to start calling him the Miracle Man, as he just got the free pass.
Wow. Folks, just like he said there, Marcus Adams was a lap down. He's been out of this race since lap 1. Lap 1. He has been out of this race a lap down, now with almost to the line to 1 to go. He's back in it with that lucky dog. We'll take a look at what happened there. I believe it was
Connor Trafari catching the apron.
Definitely. Let's take a look at that. Let's see here. I know my camera's luckily I haven't had to use them too much, but my cameras on the restart have not been kind to me. We're going to catch this for you guys.
We are about to see what's going to happen here. As again, Marcus Adams should be getting the free pass, as the field has finally caught the Chevy Silverado pace truck, the official pace truck of iRacing. Marconi, Gautier, Olson, Worley, Papp, Tarnowski, McFadden, Stein, Trafari being scored on the lead lap right now. And again, Marcus Adams in the free pass position.
Ooh, as we just saw what happened, looks like the 48 got down, got a little bit squirrely. Old tires, you don't really hear it at Daytona a whole bunch. It's not a hard track on the tires,
is destroyed.
Yeah, but you got to think, if he had some fresh tires there, he wouldn't have stepped it out as much at 180 miles an hour.
You're not wrong. And there's Tarnowski and McFadden, the only 2 of the lead lappers that are taking it down pit road. And there goes Adams to get back on the lead lap. He's got 2 laps to get it done. and he's got to have the restart of his career.
Definitely. Brian Tarnowski, Mark McFadden have both came in. We're going to see what they do. Jason Papp has decided. Everybody else came in. Jason Papp decided to come down for a short period. And
no, Papp hasn't been down pit road. I don't think he realizes just how damaged that car is.
He either doesn't realize or he doesn't care. What is he racing for here? You know, in racing for pride, he's going to show. I've seen worse cars win at Daytona.
You're not wrong.
Keep in mind that was the road course. But if he
I've seen him pull it off here too.
If he can stay in the draft in the middle, that's going to be the key.
Well, there was a couple races ago for the Circle B Diecast Superspeedway Series that we saw a car missing its left or right front fender. It had the left fender on it, had the hood on it, just the right fender was completely wadded. So, you know, anything's possible as these guys looking to try to save fuel. And if you're Marcus Adams, yep, he did exactly what I thought he was going to do, coming down to get 4 fresh shoes on the 31. He's going to have the freshest tires on the lead lap, and he is going to be able to make the moves that he's going to need to make. And he's going to have 2 laps to get it done as the light should be going out on the pace truck this time by.
Definitely is. This race has heated up. You got to think Marcus Adams, like you said. Guys, if you don't know NASCAR, you're not familiar with the rules of the lucky dog. If you do take that lucky dog position, which you can decline it if you really want to, but it never happens, you have to start at the back of the field no matter what. That's including
tail end of the longest line.
Yeah, that's including everybody. So you might as well come down when you're available, because you have to pit after everybody else after you get your wave around. Might as well come down for some fresh tires, get that thing serviced, get you a drink of your Bawls Energy or your
ROWDY Energy.
Your ROWDY Energy, and whichever you prefer, and get this thing going, as now the pressure is on. Greg Maconi has the restart in a position that there's only about 3 tracks on the circuit you don't want to have the button, and this is one of them.
You're not wrong. The only good news for Marconi, it's also bad news for Marconi. He's got Bridger Olson restarting right behind him. So the good news is he's got the best pusher in the league. The bad news is Bridger Olson's also racing for a championship against Marconi. And we heard Greg say in the pre-race, they're going to work together as much as they can, but when it comes down to crunch time, it's going to be all for one and one for myself. So this is going to be fun to see how this happens. Is Joe Gautier going to have Ryan Worley with him in that outside lane, as they've got Decker and McFadden up there, as well as green flag comes back out for the first attempt at a green-white checker. Marconi and Olson getting a good shove, looking to get a breakaway at the front of this thing. Joe Gautier, though, side drafting the daylights out of both of them to try to cut the momentum down. But right now, it's a little bit too strong on that low lane, as you got 3 dudes racing cars running stem to stern at the front of this piece. The question is, who is Worley going to go with if he gets the opportunity?
Definitely. And if it goes green, we've got to make it to the one to go for this thing to be official. And we are battling here. Bridger Olson on the outside, Ryan Worley with him, Greg Maconi falling back on the inside line. It has left, but we are 3 wide. Maconi, Brian Tarnowski, all these guys still battling, coming to the flag. We're going to see. We're going to make it official here. Oh, that was close, but we are going to get it official, guys. One lap.
The checkers. Oh, my God.
Brian Tarnowski, Mark McFadden, Bridger Olson, and Maconi. It's going to be a foot race to the finish. No yellow flag.
No, it's not. Leading this piece right now, the Canadian crippler, Mark McFadden. He's got the 3. That is a lap car, Ryan Decker. And look who's leading the championship. Second place on track. That's Marcus Adams. Marcus Adams is going to win the championship here in the Circle B Diecast Superspeedway Series. We are going to be calling him the Miracle Man from this point forward. A lap down since lap 1 of this event. Mark McFadden gets the monkey off his back, winning here in the Circle B Diecast Superspeedway Series. Marcus Adams wins the war.
Folks, this that has got to be the craziest championship finish I have ever seen. Maconi, Olson, they're still trying to limp these cars to the line to see who's going to get second and third. It's gonna be Bridger Olson.
Jawbone Motorsports just put 2 cars on the podium. Hashtag racing for Stacy.
Let's go, folks. Marcus Adams, as you say so eloquently, winning the war here, letting these cars go by so they can get scored. Now he's going to burn it down. You earned it. Marcus Adams and Mark McFadden, 2 of the marks here, doing some tandem burnouts. Love to see it.
Absolutely.
As they're going to get the teams together and come down and give these fans a show. As let's take a look while they're doing that. Let's take a look at what happened with Maconi.
It was the side draft gone wrong.
Yeah, I think I heard over the radio he was just trying to push, just trying to help him out, and unfortunately, that's what it can do for you. Olson getting into Maconi after he gets turned, no fault of their own, nothing nefarious going on there. And if that was a lap later, it would have been Maconi taking the championship, but unfortunately, after the carnage, give it to Marcus Adams. I want to go on board with Marcus Adams and see what in the heck he was doing there to be able to get by these guys.
Parted. Holy cow.
There, jeez Louise. Earned it, drove it. He's taking the lap around, waving to the trees there in the Florida. I bet he's going to have a fun time at Daytona Beach tonight in that 31 Bawls Energy group. And, of course, can't forget about Mark McFadden there blowing it up for the fans, taking the checkered flag home on the last race of the season. Boy, did it deliver.
And I'd like to point out, Mark announced before this race that he was going to be going into at least partial retirement, not running the entirety of the season next season. Might come in for a couple races here or there. But we are joined with the man who got the monkey off his back here in the Circle B Diecast Superspeedway Series, the Canadian crippler himself, Mark McFadden, hashtag racing for Stacy. Congratulations, Mark.
Thanks very much. Really do appreciate it. It's been 5 years since I won a league race. And I got to thank all the guys in this league. They're fantastic. I also would like to thank my 2 new teammates, Jawbone Motorsports, Brian Tarnowski and Cujo. It'll be a bigger part-time schedule next year.
Of course, you are talking about Joe Gautier, driver of the 67, who came home in 4th place. So you guys put all 3 cars in the top 5 tonight. Mark, talk us through what you saw on that last lap as soon as you guys took the white flag.
I seen a whole bunch of sheet metal in front of me, and then it opened up, and I seen clear sky, or clear track in front of me.
There's the parting of the Red Sea, per se, and, you definitely capitalized on it. I know you definitely made Miss Sally Hammond very happy as she was rooting for you in the chat. But, Mark, I've known you for about 4 years now throughout different leagues. I am so happy to see you finally get that monkey off your back here in the Circle B Diecast Superspeedway Series.
Thanks very much. I really do appreciate it, Tony, and it's been great having you call the races. I do appreciate that. And, save it to the end of the race, end of the year, right?
Hey, put your best performance at the end of it. You put a rubber stamp on your season and your full-time status here in Circle B Diecast Super Speedway Series action. Now, you did mention that you were going into at least partial retirement next season. Any chance we can talk you out of that now?
Well, as I said, after tonight, now that I've got 2 new teammates, we've all agreed to run with Jawbone Motorsports next year. So I will pick up the schedule. There will be a few I miss. But I also got to thank all the guys that were running with us. We spent that whole race trying to catch up with Greg Marconi and Bridger Olson, and I think Ryan Worley, Tarnowski, and Cujo. And we caught them all at the right time. And then, like I was saying to them, don't worry, you know this, Tony, but don't worry, you guys, there will be a yellow. And there was.
Absolutely. As we get to the closing laps of these races, we've gone green, white, checker. In the 14 races we've had this season, we've gone green, white, checker in 12 of them. But we are going to reach out now to your fellow member of Jawbone Motorsports. And again, hashtag racing for Stacy, driver of the number 55, Brian Tarnowski, who came home in 3rd position. Brian, we already talked to Mark about what he saw. What did you see going into that final lap?
First, I want to apologize to both Maconi and Bridger, man. I was just pushing Maconi, pushing him, and trying to get him a championship. And it looks like I came up a little bit and got into Bridger, just tapped him enough to spin them both. So I feel real bad about that. I hopefully was going to make it a drag race to the finish line, but.
Well, we just heard that from Mark saying that there is a new Jawbone Motorsports consisting of Mark, yourself, and Cujo Cartier. Your thoughts as the season comes to a close, moving into next season. We're going to start with Brian first.
Oh, I can't wait, man. These guys, we're just out to have fun. And obviously with Mark winning tonight, and, we just hung around, and, I can't wait for next season because we'll be around. We'll be around at the top at the end for sure.
That sounds great. And Mark, your thoughts as the season comes to a close?
Yeah, it's been a tough season. There were times I was quite frustrated. That's why I was going to pack it all in a few races ago. But as days go by, you calm down, and that's why I never say anything after a wreck or anything, because my emotions are too high to start chirping off to people. So looking really forward to my 2 new teammates. I think it's going to be a great season, and damn it, they might encourage me to race even more races.
Oh, there you go.
I just wanted to give a quick thank out to, as you said, Sally Sherman. Sally, I know you probably got tears running down your cheeks, sweetheart. This one's for you, and this race is also for Stacy. We love her, and we just wish the best for her and Brian.
Absolutely. But Mark, who do you need to thank for the victory here tonight?
Absolutely. I mean, I want to thank the sponsors who've been with IRES for quite a while. Circle B Diecast, ROWDY Energy Drink, also iRacing Flags. Cool thing, iRacing Flags is also, I got to get my list here, Midwest Motor Customs, and of course, buttkicker. Buttkicker helps so many different leagues. And a huge thank you to Jason Papp, Jason, for everything you do, and Greg Maconi, and Greg painted this car for tonight. So thanks to everybody. Thanks to the broadcasters. And you know what? Thanks to everybody. I'm just in a good mood right now.
All right. And Brian, I just want to let you know that we did put the link to the GoFundMe in the live chat tonight. So, again, hashtag racing for Stacy. Brian, who do you need to thank tonight for the podium?
Everybody that Mark mentioned for sure. But you guys, I want to give a big shout out to you guys. One, when Stacy does watch, if she doesn't watch live, she always goes back and watches them with me after the fact, and just bringing it up, it brings tears to our eyes as well. Just hearing that. So, appreciate you guys, and appreciate getting the word out. Cancer sucks, man. We got to figure out a way to beat this shit, for sure. And I apologize for the language there. That kind of slipped out.
Understandable. You're absolutely right. Man.
Yeah, and Tony, just one more quick one before I sign off here. I want to give thanks also to my buddy Tony, who is my car owner, my real race car owner, and he's kept me racing for the last 20 years. Tony, a big shout out, and man, maybe you should buy me breakfast tomorrow.
I just want to point out to the Phony fans listening, not me. I don't own a race car.
Yeah, the other Tony, my friend Tony Keist.
All right, Mark, Brian, congratulations on the putting 2 cars in the top 3. We'll see you next season.
Thanks.
For sure. Appreciate it.
So that was first and third in tonight's final standings. And joining us now, the man of the hour, and we're going to start calling him the Miracle Man, because with about 2 laps to go in the official lap counting, got the caution he absolutely direly needed to get back on that lead lap. Marcus Adams, congratulations on winning the Circle B Diecast Superspeedway Series championship.
Yeah, man. Thanks. I'll take it. I'll say I was basically a lap down for 99% of the race, considering I got wrecked on lap 1. For the second straight time, I was in this situation, in the same league, at the same track.
You know what?
So
I will never say this, but lucky you.
yeah, I got extremely lucky. I still haven't watched what happened on the last lap with what happened to Greg and Bridger, but I'm thankful that happened. I'm thankful for Greg, Jason, and Connor wrecking. Whatever happened between them, and if you watch the replay, I was literally an inch away from not getting the lucky dog.
Yeah, the seas parted for you twice tonight.
So I will say I got very lucky, but I also got screwed out on lap 1. So I'll take it.
You kind of called your shot at the beginning of the race when we were talking to you in the pre-race interview, where you said that you were probably going to get wrecked on lap 1. You called your shot, but you stayed in it, and you won the championship, coming home second place on track. You didn't win the battle, but you sure as hell won the war.
Yeah, thankfully this time that I got wrecked on lap 1, I only had like 20 seconds of damage. The first time I basically had like 35 minutes of damage. So I'll take the 20 seconds of damage as long as I still won, and I got lucky. And Greg, Jason, James, and Chris, we all worked together for most of the season. When Jason joined us like halfway through or whatever, so they're a big part of it. We worked together every race, and we did it pretty good.
Absolutely, Marcus. A way to put a stamp on a season that was pretty tumultuous for you. I mean, you didn't have the finishes that you deserved, basically. You got caught up in other people's dumpster fires more times than not throughout the entirety of the season. But you maintained your composure. You stayed in it. You raced hard. More importantly, though, you raced clean all season long. And as an announcer, watching you guys run all season, I can't thank you enough for driving as cleanly as you do.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to be the person who constantly wrecks people on accident or intentionally. So I really raced the way that I want to be raced. I'll make a lot of dumb moves and like shove it 3 wide and all that, just to have fun with it. But for the most part, I don't really want to wreck anyone intentionally, unless I get wrecked intentionally, which happened earlier in the season, and the guy never showed up after that. So,
well, Marcus, the floor is yours. Who do you need to thank for this season that brought you the championship for the Circle B Diecast Superspeedway Series?
got to thank Bawls Out Racing, everyone on the team. I got to thank Jason for the league and Greg for the league. All they do for it. I really enjoy it whenever it's not a wreck fest. But for the most part, it's a really good league, and I'm ready to come back next season. Got to thank Chris, him and James, working together all season, dominating a few races, and then getting a caution and screwed out of said races. Jason, coming on with us halfway through the season. Then Circle B Diecast. Hold on, let me get it up here on the screen. Circle B Diecast, ROWDY Energy, iracingiflag, buttkicker, Midwest Motor Customs, and I want to say get better to Stacy, I believe. One of the members' wives in here, so
You are correct.
I hope she gets better with the things she's going through.
All right, Marcus, again, congratulations for clinching the championship here tonight in the Circle B Diecast Super Speedway Series. Best of luck to you in the next season.
Thank you.
So that was our series champion, Marcus Adams. And James, we've got the chief cook and bottle washer for the Circle B Diecast Super Speedway Series. In fact, the entirety of the iRacing East racing series as a whole, Jason Papp. And Jason, another season comes to an end. What's your takeaway from this season?
It was fun. We had a lot of fun doing it. That's what we all come out here for, and I'm looking forward to the next one already. Hopefully, I'll have a little bit better luck next year.
Well, you did get a win on the season to get you into the championship playoffs. Unfortunately, weren't able to make it into the championship round of 4, but we saw some pretty damn good racing here tonight.
Yeah, we've it was definitely a really good race this evening, except for the couple cautions, the one I got taken out on, but it happens.
Absolutely, but just before that, in between the two, the caution that or what should have been a caution on the opening lap, and then what ended up actually being a caution to put us into overtime. In between there, you and Connor Trafari were working great together.
Yeah, I was trying to follow him around and let him use his gas up. I was really just trying to keep Marcus up front. That way, if a caution happened, which usually happens at the end of these races, where he would be, get the wave around or the lucky dog, or be in front of the leader. I was trying to help him out. They've been helping me these past few races and getting a little bit of confidence back.
Absolutely, but Jason, on behalf of ESBN, we want to thank you for letting us bring these races to the masses this season. It was so much of an enjoyment to put on weekly super speedway racing that this is the blueprint that all leagues should go off of in the future. What you've been able to create here in the Circle B Diecast Super Speedway Series is, bar none, some of the best weekly super speedway racing in the entirety of the iRacing servers.
We definitely try. We've got a really good core group of people. I hate that towards the end of the season it kind of thins out, but with people getting knocked out of the playoffs. But it's still fun, and even with a thinner group, we got a really good group of guys, and I hope we can just keep it going and going and going as long as everyone can stand me. And like I said, man, it's a good group of guys to hang out with on Friday nights.
Absolutely, but Jason, as we get ready to close things down for the season, who do you need to thank? The floor is yours, sir.
I want to thank definitely Circle B Diecast, and I don't have my sponsors up in front of me. ROWDY Energy, iracingiflag, buttkicker, Midwest Motor Customs. All of those sponsors are gonna stick with us, and Greg for helping me, with the admin stuff, and most of all, the viewers that watch you all put on a good broadcast, and the guys that show up every week. Without them, we wouldn't have anything. So, yeah, just everybody all around.
Absolutely, and Jason, It was a great season. Looking forward to seeing what you guys can do next season. And have a happy holidays and say hi to Miss Vicky for me.
All right, will do. Thank you all very much.
So that was Chief Cook and Bottle Washer for the iRacing East Series, Jason Papp. So James, another series comes to an end for the year. I believe they're going to pick it up sometime about mid-January to get back into the action. But I know you guys, you joined about halfway through the season. What's your takeaway for this series?
Superspeedway racing at its finest, and it's not an exaggeration. This is quite possibly the best racing I've ever seen out of a group here, and we've got a lot of good caliber guys that we broadcast, guys and gals. But man, what a group this has been, and it showed even to the last lap, as we saw time and time again this year. As we're gonna go ahead and cover just where everybody finished. Of course, Mark McFadden finishing first, Marcus Adams winning the war, Brian Tarnowski finishing third, Joe Gautier in fourth, Ryan C. Worley finishing fifth in the championship race, Bridger Olson finishing second in championship points. Not that it matters much to him, but a good showing all year for him, and Greg Maconi finishing in seventh, and then Jason Papp and Daniel Stern being the last ones to finish a lap on the lead lap in 8th and 9th. But just an absolutely fantastic finish, Tony. I can't say it enough.
Absolutely. Is Ryan Decker rounding out your top 10, a couple laps down. Nick Wing, Connor Trafari, John LeBombard, Chris Worrell, James Lowe rounding out your top 15. Brandon Wilson and Jisan Dura retiring early to round out the field here tonight as we put another cap on another season here in the Circle B Diecast Super Speedway Series. And I'd like to take this moment, ladies and gentlemen, to thank you all for being with us all season long. It's been a pleasure to bring these races to you. And on behalf of the entirety of the Esports Broadcasting Network, I would like to wish everybody a happy holiday season, a safe holiday season, and we will see you again in 2022. But that's going to about do it for us here tonight. For Mr. James Riles over in the production truck, this is Tony Trapasso reminding you, ladies and gentlemen, that as you do walk down the road of life, please don't play in traffic. Happy holidays, everybody.